as a young man.
Well, and he took quite a facial massage in the fight against Alex Stewart. Approaching the midway mark here in round 5. Morrison in the corner. And escapes along the ropes and then turned back right into a right hand from Foreman. George, we heard Foreman tell Angelo Dundee, don't say anything when he came back to the corner. He wanted no counsel from the veteran trainer, and Dundee said, don't worry, champ, I'm quiet.
Well, that was very smart of Angelo.
George keeps his own counsel. Unless he asks you, he doesn't expect any free advice.
It's not free, Tim. Angelo gets paid.
Good point. I hope he does. Got to keep him in sand and water down there in Florida. 45 seconds left in the 5th. Foreman throwing punches, but none of them damaging in that exchange. Morrison digs to the body without much power. Under 30 seconds we go in the 5th. Sneaky left hook lead by Morrison that landed. He's not been able to bother Foreman except with one shot earlier in the fight, round 2.
George just keeps walking forward.
But not terribly effectively in the second half of this round. End of round 5. Foreman plodding forward, but not really landing much in the way of scoring punches, in my view, in the 5th.
I might agree with you 100%, Tim. I gave that round to Morrison.
Okay, very good.
Let me put it in mind. But we need combinations, punches and bunches. Lead with speed, follow with power. Lead with speed, follow with power.
Not sure what Morrison had in mind at that point where he turned back into the fray. Fortunately for him, he didn't take a clean punch.
He tries to force the issue.
I've seen him lose his cool before, Morrison, especially against Carl Williams. He doesn't react too well when he gets hit with a solid punch.
Morrison breathing with his mouth open as we begin round 6, but he comes out firing.
When he went back to the corner at the end of the last round, Tim, Tommy Morrison looked very, very tired. Again, George is not being very effective. He's walking in without throwing too many punches, but he's keeping that pressure and keeping Morrison working. He must have something in mind for later on in the fight.
The left got through for Morrison. I think one question has been answered for Morrison, the aspect of his stage fright and ability to play up to this moment. A low blow from Foreman gets a warning from Lane. Morrison seems to be relaxed very much in the fight. Despite the possible fatigue factor, Gil, Morrison so far has stuck to the game plan he wanted. Foreman doing what he does all the time, and that's just stalk you.
The only thing is, it's really taking George a little too long to get off, even when he traps Morrison in the corner or against the ropes. But he is putting the pressure. I think he feels that Morrison is going to wear out.
But meanwhile, would you agree Morrison is piling up the points?
Absolutely. I think he's winning this round. I thought he won the last round.
Combination from Foreman there.
All right, let's get back. Have to go, guys. Come on, come on.
A little bit of swelling under the right eye of George Foreman. Head damage. There it is again. And
tremendous left hook by Tommy Morrison.
Morrison with the left jab and the left hook has definitely created some swelling under the right eye of Foreman.
And you can see again, George traps Morrison in the corner. Takes him a half hour to get off. Now let's take a look at it. He has him on the ropes. Let's see when George finally throws a punch. He doesn't.
Now, we talked about Morrison showing some signs of fatigue and Foreman trying to play on that. You have to wonder how far along in this bout Foreman can keep his pressure up without suffering his own fatigue. He's 44.
It's easier to walk forward, though, Tim, than to go backwards. Believe me. Good right hand by Foreman. Another right hand by Foreman. And Morrison answers back.
Yes, he did. He answered back with a good combination. Foreman gave it a little Ali shuffle on that right hand. And a big left hand by Morrison. And a right hand lands. Nice variety of punches. He followed with the left jab at the end of all of that. Morrison, in my view, putting rounds in the bank. And the question you raise is fatigue going to be a factor in the second half?
Halfway through. Better than halfway through. You're catching your second win now. Right now, we're going to catch our second win. Relax. Catch your second win. All right?
That's what he's doing.
What you doing? Just with right hand.
Close your mouth.
Being with right hand and hook behind it. 2-3 punches stop him from coming back with another.
The jab is everything, son. Everything.
Oh, little boy.
Set him up.
You could hear Angelo Dundee saying to Foreman, the jab is everything, son. Angelo is old enough to call George a son.
And Tim, there was a nice combination from George Foreman.
Down in a row. 3 goes down in a row. He goes. Jab.
Tommy Morrison asked for the stool to be positioned under him better. He is definitely tired. His trainer, Tommy Vergett, saying this is where we get the second win. We'll all find out. Round 7.
Guys.
You better not get the second win this early, Tim, or you may need a third win.
Big right hand from Morrison. And a left hand. And another left. The uppercut scored. He can't seem to move Foreman back, but how much can the old man take? He lands a right of his own. Combination from Foreman, not a lot on it. Missed with the right. And another right hand from Morrison scored.
This is a gut check for Tommy Morrison because George Foreman took his best shots and is firing back.
He got thumbed accidentally on the last right hand. Foreman landing with his thumb into the left eye of Morrison.
No question, George Foreman is a competitor. After taking those punches, he fired back with the best punches he's thrown in the fight. That's when instinct took over. Morrison looked like he's gasping for breath now.
But Gil, when he's punching with power, despite the obvious fatigue.
Oh, he has power. He's got snap in those punches.
Getting a little bit of rest here just by moving out of range of Foreman, not taking the pressure. Not a bad idea. I think he fought this fight intelligently to this point. Banging to the body is Morrison, but a good right hand from Foreman. And a left from Foreman that landed. Little right hand lead, takes a left hand back from Foreman.
Well, we had mentioned when Morrison can move